Top of the agenda, even when you knew it was looming, the natural reaction was, say it ain't so. But Kane Cornes is going to retire on game 300. So he's got 2 matches left in a glorious career that he has worked so hard for along the way and become a legend of the Port Adelaide Football Club. Before he joins us, this was how it was announced publicly.
There's really not one bit of me that has any regrets or anything like that, so 0.1% of the AFL players probably feel the way I'm feeling right now about retiring. So people can say what they like from the outside, but I think the way that I feel and the way that the club feels is all that really matters to me.
That record, I'm not sure I've seen one. You know, I've been around a lot of great players. Kane's going to go down as one of the greats to have got absolutely everything out of his football career. Absolutely everything. And last year, he finished 3rd in the BNF. He's an outstanding player who just squeezes the life out of anything he's doing, and that's what we're so proud of him for. That's why he's been such a great player, such a great teammate. You know, one we're going to miss.
And we'll all miss him a bit, I think. He's been a favourite of ours on AFL 360. He's let us in the lounge room tonight to say goodbye, or the preemptive goodbye. Kane Cornes, welcome again to AFL 360.
Thanks for having me again, Jared. G'day, Robbo.
Just before we chat, Port Adelaide has given us the inner sanctum access. They're going to allow us just to show a little bit, so you don't have to confess that you teared up with the boys, because you quite frankly did. Here it is.
You're the most selfless, hard-working, determined group of players I've ever played with. And I know you're going to get what you deserve, and I can't wait for that day, because no one deserves it more than you boys. Yeah, I'll start to wrap it up, because I'll probably, with my mantra around sort of footy, has been that every night when I go to bed, I ask myself if I can, if I did everything today to make me better, and if I did that, then I can put my head on the pillow and sleep well, and knowing that if you played shit but you gave it everything you did, you could still sleep because you couldn't have done sort of any more. I guess that's the way I sort of leave, knowing that I probably couldn't give it any more.
That's the raw emotion of it. Kane, when you woke up this morning and you knew that the day would follow this course, what did it look like in your mind, and has it been like that throughout the course of the day?
Yeah, I probably didn't sleep too well last night. As you can tell, it's pretty hard to listen to that. I wasn't sure about releasing that footage, but I thought it gives a pretty good insight into what footy's meant to me for a long period of time, and allows our fans and I guess people that love footy, when you put so much into something and you walk into the club as a 17-year-old and walk out 15 years later with 3 kids and a wife and some amazing teammates and amazing memories. I guess that's the emotion that comes out in you, and it's I've got to say, it's a big relief to have got that done with the players, and it's been a big day, but just looking forward to getting the next 2 games out the way and hopefully a couple of wins.
Are you absolutely sure this is the right decision, Kane?
100%, Jared. As I said in the audio that you played in the lead up to this, I feel so comfortable and so satisfied. There's not one bit of me that is regretting the decision. It's one that I've thought long and hard about for probably the last 3 or 4 weeks, and I've just got to say how supportive the club's been. Ken Hinkley, throughout this whole process, has just made it so easy for me. I don't think my form's been to the level that it needs to be, and certainly probably can't sustain it for the rest of the season. So that probably made it a lot easier. If I was killing it and looked like I could play for another 1 or 2 years, then certainly would have been a lot harder. But the fact that I'm probably battling out there a little bit, and we've got probably 2 or 3 guys that can come in and really confident can take my spot and move the club forward, it made the whole transition really easy, and I'm really excited about what lies next for me.
Kane, would you have retired if you didn't play in the 2004 Premiership team?
Good question, Robbo. I didn't think about that. I'm a hard one to answer. For us to even get there, though, as a club, we've got so much work to do. We're 3-3 at the moment. A lot of what-ifs around that question. There's no guarantees I'd even be good enough to be in the side later in the year. So that's the discussions that we've had. Now, hopefully the boys get there and go all the way, and I'll be clapping on the sidelines, and sure, it'll be difficult to watch, hoping that you were out there and wishing that you might have been out there, but that's a fair way off, and a lot of unanswered questions before we even probably get to that point.
Started at 17. Did you make your debut around 17, 18? And when did you realise that you could play at the highest level and play at a high level?
Probably wasn't until, look, to be honest, I still have questions about that, and I've probably been a player that's lived on a bit of fear. First thing I think about before a game is how many possessions is my opposition player going to get on me today. It's an interesting feeling. You go out there sort of hoping to do well. I've never been one that's been overly confident in my ability, but I've had a fierce determination to get the job done and to make something out of my career. When did I realise I could do it? Probably wasn't until my fourth or fifth year, and I played in a premiership in my fourth year and All-Australian in my fifth, so it was probably around that time that I realised I might be able to make something of it. And it couldn't have, it's been a lot of ups and downs along the way, but it couldn't have worked out any better for me. I'm just so proud to have played for one club and what I've done.
Can you tell me or tell us your mentality of being a tagger? It's almost a game within a game. You get your one man and you deal with him, and the game you're in and out of the game. You're always conscious. What's the mentality that you have to be what you did?
I think it's all consuming, Robbo. Like I said to the boys today, I'm actually going to miss waking up in the middle of the night and thinking about Sam Mitchell, at 2 o'clock in the morning and how I'm going to beat him. Or the first thing that I think about when I wake up in the morning is, how am I going to beat Andrew Gaff or Dan Hanbury on the weekend, or Chris Judd or Simon Black, the players that I've been lucky enough to play on, some of the best of all time. So I don't know how I'm going to handle not having that, towards, when I finish playing footy, but the mental and physical battle is enormous, and I'm probably someone that's takes it to another level there. It's consumed my whole life, and I'm not quite sure how I'm going to fill that void when I do retire.
Last one from me. I was reading all the tweets today, people congratulating you, Kane, and there was a terrific tweet from Andrew McLeod, and it really touched you, didn't it?
It did, yeah. I played on him so many times, and I got to know Andrew in the 2008. We had that tribute match where the All-Stars played the Big V, and spent a bit of time with him and Rachel and his wife, and just really got to know him. I obviously looked up to him so much, even though I tried to beat the hell out of him when I played on him. But I think I've got a pretty good sort of connection and relationship with him. And every time I bump into him, just love talking footy and doing that. So I was pretty pleased. I had some amazing messages today from all different clubs and different players, and just really thankful for the outpouring of support. And it's just been a great day.
At the start of the season, or coming into the season, Kane, did you think there was a chance that you wouldn't see the journey through in 2015?
Kenny and I spoke about that. I was really confident going into the season because my form last year was good, and we obviously one kick away from playing in the grand final, so probably would have been crazy not to go on and have one last crack at it. Throughout the pre-season, I did all the training and body was good, but I probably just had a feeling that I wasn't quite performing to the level that I need of. The players now, the midfield is so powerful and so big and tall and strong, and for me it has been difficult to probably match them in that way. But yeah, I was confident coming into the season, but probably quickly realised that time was running out.
What was the first thing that went, Kane? What was it? Speed, fitness? What was it?
Yeah, I was I was the slowest player at my draft camp, Robbo, over 20 metres way back in the year 2000. So never had the best speed, and certainly not getting any quicker. I haven't developed it over my career. So what was it? It was it's a hard to explain, but it's a feeling out on the ground when you're running around in the middle of a game and thinking, I used to get that ball, or geez, I misread that, I'm in the wrong spot here, that didn't go the way I thought it was going to go, and it's more of a general feeling that you get, and hard for me to explain, and hard to, I've heard other great footballers talk about it that have retired. Sorry, certainly not saying I'm a great footballer, but players that have retired say that, and it's just a feeling that you get, and you just know that your time's up.
Got the fire roaring away in the background. So why do you want to be a firefighter, Kane? And has it always been something that you knew you would graduate to?
Yeah, well, it's always certainly been a massive interest of mine. Why do I want to do it? I think it's probably the closest thing that comes to playing footy. I think we've got the best job in the world, but to be able to still work in that team environment with that camaraderie, to be able to work in the community and still be able to help people, I think it really suits my lifestyle. So that was the appeal to it. I'm really excited about it and looking forward to the challenge of it and sinking the teeth into it. So looking forward to what's next for myself and my family.
Just before we go, Kane, congratulations, because sometimes run with players or taggers can play a dirty game, and I don't think you were ever a dirty player. And just reading the tweets today from some of the players you played on, I think they appreciated that. It was a football battle, and it wasn't done with scragging and holding and stomping and kicking. So well done.
Thanks, Robbo.
I'm reluctant to raise this, but Sunday is game 299, and this is all set up because the footy club is desperate for you to play 300. There is no margin for error here. Will you hold your breath a little bit during Sunday that everything holds together?
Oh, a little bit, yeah. I probably don't want to think about it too much, Jared, but I'll just pretty much looking forward to getting all the media stuff out the way today. It's been a big day, and going back to doing what I love and sort of enjoying every bit of it. And it'll be my last away trip with the players, so just try not to worry too much and try and soak it up. I've got a lot of people to get around and thank and spend some time with, so that's my focus, and not too worried about getting injured and stuff like that. So just to enjoy it and soak it up.
Enjoy it indeed. We'll say you're a great player. Well done.
Thanks, guys.
Kane Cornes with us on AFL 360. He's a fraction too hard on himself.
Yeah, a little bit.
But he's got another career and it has to be now, as it's hard to get into the fire brigade. And the timing is actually geared around that.
He was a great player. You can't play 300 games and not be a great player. It's as simple as that. He's going to get Rockcliffe maybe, and then maybe Cochin for one last hurrah. So Trent Cochin is going to get Kane Cornes for his final game.